What is up? What is up? What is up, y'all? We are live once again on Them Folks platform. Thank you all for being here on a Saturday. Oh my goodness. It is 12:02 p.m. Excuse me, y'all. Listen, I made the mistake of taking my allergy pill just about 10 minutes ago. So this is the time of year. This is the season where I struggle a little piece with the atmosphere. So my bad, y'all forgive me if you hear a little goat throat, hear a little rattle, if I get to sniffling a little bit, if my eyes get a little more red than they normally are. I appreciate y'all rocking out with me today. We're going to get into this little piece. Thank y'all for being here. Amethyst Angel in the building, Bernie Miranda in the building, Urban Southern Cookie in the building. I got my mods with me, y'all. We just going to talk a little piece about some things that I've discovered. We're not going too heavy today. We're not going too deep today. But we are getting ready to launch the Patreon in just a couple days. So I thought it would be important to reveal some things that I have discovered about the platform, not only Patreon, but the Discord as well, and why it's necessary as we try to build a community on Them Folks platform who seem to be resisting us at every end. You know, once you get to a certain level of cloud, if you want to call it that, a certain number of subscribers on Them Folks platform, they give you the ability to reach out to folks and ask questions and have some discourse. I've reached out multiple times, many times over the last few months to find out what's going on. Why y'all hating on my content? Why y'all blocking my channel? Why y'all shadow banning my content? Charlene Womack in the building. Thank you for being here. And when we get to talking about their algorithm, y'all, it's always problematic. They always recoil and don't want to give information. And it has led me to the point where I feel like if we want to build community with the topics that I think are important to the community as a whole, the family, the church, the country, the kids, those things that I find important that I want to talk about. Well, it seems like there are people that are on Them Folks platform who are not in line with my thinking on that, and they try to stifle the message. So in an attempt to give us an alternative, we are launching a Patreon and a Discord server attached to that Patreon. And we have spent weeks now uncovering some things, discovering some things. And I wanted to share a little bit with you today on what I have found on those platforms. Chairman of the Poor, downtown Oakland in the building. Thank you for being here, Oakland. Praying for Oakland. That city has my heart. This very beanie right here came from Durant Square in East Oakland, East 14th, about 25 years ago. Being born and raised in the Bay, I'm a Bay Area kid. So Oakland has my heart. But let me be honest with you, Oakland look like a burnt match these days. Oakland remind me of Gary, Indiana these days. Oakland is down bad. But I appreciate you being here. Maybe you can get something from this, get something positive, and take it back to the people of Oakland and share it. And say there's somebody out here trying to be a light even to Oakland. So, y'all, forgive me. I need to request your forgiveness ahead of time if my throat gets bad, if my nose gets bad, my sinuses, my eyes, my allergies are bad. I've taken medication before I went live, but here we are. Let's talk about what is going on this platform. In just a few days, y'all, we are going to launch on Patreon, and I've discovered a few things that I would like to share with y'all. I think it's important because here's the crazy thing. Well, one of the crazy things, because I've discovered a bunch of crazy things being on these platforms. A lot of people who follow me now are older than me, are my elders, and I was always raised from a itty bitty child to respect my elders. Listen, you don't call no adult, you a kid, you don't call no adult by their first name. You put a handle on something. Even if you see your parent call them John or Jane, you a kid, you better put a handle on it. Mr. John, Mrs. Jane. So when I look at my demographics and I see that things have shifted, back when I was doing music back in the day, I had so many people who were from a certain demographic, from teenagers to mid 30s, that were following me heavily. Now, since I've been talking about other things, since I've made myself present in front of the camera instead of behind it, since I've been advocating for certain things, God, faith, family, country, my demographic have shifted even above my age to where I say, oh, I got people older than me who listen to me. I gotta walk circumspect. I gotta be respectful because in certain circumstances, I'm talking to my elders. It's fascinating, interesting, all at the same time. But y'all, here's what I found, because this is where we're going with this community. And I found, listen, in situations like this where I go live, I haven't been regularly live. I haven't had a schedule. I've come alive when I found the time to come live. But I've looked at the situation in my own time, alone time, and I said, well, what if Urban Southern Cookie wants to send a message to Bernie Miranda? What if Bernie Miranda wants to send a message to Amethyst Angel? Well, listen, y'all, I've been on this platform for 19 years. I've been on YouTube for a long time. And I've watched this platform evolve over time, and I've tried to evolve with it. There used to be a messaging system on YouTube, or messaging capability, where y'all could reach out to a YouTube creator, a channel owner, and say, hey, here's a private message. That went away years ago. I don't know why. YouTube didn't explain it to the content creators, to the channel owners. They just did away with it because they felt like it. And that's something you have to deal with on this platform. But what if Amethyst Angel wants to send a message to Urban Southern Cookie? Well, it seems like under current circumstances, she got to wait till I go live. And when I decide to go live, or when it's convenient for me to go live, then she can hop on and say, okay, I can connect with Urban Southern Cookie or Bernie in the chat, or AJ Drotty, or anybody else, and send a message in the live chat while he's live. Well, what if Amethyst Angel wanted to send a message to Urban Southern Cookie when I wasn't on? because that's how community is formed, y'all. You got people who are connecting as we talk about certain things, as we analyze. Sorry, y'all. That's why I gave you the disclaimer ahead of time. I don't want to pop one of these Ricolas in my mouth because it's going to mess up my speech, but I need one. So, what if y'all wanted to communicate when I wasn't live? How about I create a situation where people could communicate in this community where we are coming together as like-minded people, people interested in the same things, people working towards the same goals, people who are committed to the same faith. What if I could create a community that would foster relationships that could connect with each other when I wasn't live? Okay, let's do it. Let's see how it goes. These people on them folks platform have not given us that functionality, so we got to do it elsewhere. So I wanted to take a few minutes today, y'all, to walk y'all through what I have discovered on the Patreon platform and even the Discord platform that is connected to Patreon. So what we have, let me see if I can add this here. Nope, that ain't it. Remove that. Add that. Bang. There we go. So if you log into the Patreon, link in the description, there's a banner here somewhere. Let me put that up real quick. Join the Patreon. The link is in the description. You will get access to what is going on behind the scenes. Somebody, listen. Somebody, and we ain't even live yet, y'all. We've been active in the Patreon and we ain't even launched. There you go. You see the thumbnail with the rocket launch out the computer situation. We ain't even launched yet, and people have been active in the Patreon. Somebody hit me up. It said a certain thing, and I responded in the Patreon, and they say, "Wow, I can't believe you responded." I'm like, well, that's why this is here. So that we can be in touch. We can't be in touch on YouTube. And we're streaming on the X platform now. Shout out to everybody on X that is watching. We can't be in touch on X. The people on X can't even chime in the chat. But on Patreon, we can connect. We can grow the community. Y'all can invite other people that you know that you think would be assets to the community. So that's what we are working towards. That's what we are trying to achieve. A greater, better community. Off of them folks' platform because they ain't going to allow us to do it. That's okay. But I want you to take a look at what I have discovered in this platform. When you log into the Patreon, what you're going to see is a situation like this. Let me make sure. Yes, I am viewing as a paid member of Patreon. This is what you see when you log in. As soon as you get into the platform, you're going to see recent posts. And the thing that I believe is going to pop up most frequently is early access videos, because you're going to get access to content that will be posted on YouTube, but it's going to be posted to Patreon first. So Patreon will get access to YouTube content commercial free before it is posted on YouTube, before it is available on YouTube. YouTube is going to put their ads in it because YouTube got to make their bread. Old Outdoor Man says, let me see what you're saying here. Amethyst Angel said, testing my keyboard to avoid swipe mistakes. We all gonna make mistakes. That's okay. It's all right. Old Outdoor Man says, Gerald, I want you to know that YouTube doesn't, excuse me, y'all. YouTube doesn't give us alerts when you go live. Not just you, all people. I subscribe. I don't get notifications. We know what it is. Thank you for putting that out there in the chat and letting other people know. We know what it is. And that's why we're setting up other platforms where people can come together, people can communicate. Thank you, old outdoor man. Excuse me, y'all. Give me 1 second. Let me deal with this. All right. Hopefully, we can get on with the show. When you log into Patreon, you're going to see this situation where it shows recent posts. These are things that are randomly posted in Patreon. Some of them are available to YouTube, but they're available to Patreon first. In this case, you get the early access video where you're able to see the video commercial free on Patreon. And here's the thing. When you scroll down in Patreon, you can comment with our moderators like AJ Dradi and Kevin Ward and different people who have chimed in. Bernie Miranda, we see your comments there. Mama Joe's, people have commented on this video. There I am as Gospel Chops, the creator, in this chat. These are the comments attached to this video that you were able to access and see before it even hit YouTube. This is one of the benefits of the Patreon platform. Next video, another early access video. You're able to see that video, you're able to access it, you're able to view it without commercials on the Patreon platform. Our brother Kevin Ward is commenting on that video. As he watches it, he's commenting. Another early access video. Another thing you're going to be able to access on Patreon is things like surveys, where we put them out there and we ask questions and say, hey, we're trying to build community here. How can we do it better? What do y'all think about this? What do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about the third? I want your opinion. Somebody commented and said, I'm surprised that you responded. Bro, we in Patreon. This is where I am. If you want to get in touch with me, this is the place. We here. Because I want to be available to those who rock out with me, who can't reach me on them folks platform. Y'all in the chat right now talking about, oh, well, I got a notification today. But some of you, the same people who got notifications today didn't get notifications last time. This platform is not dependable. So we're doing other things to counteract what is going on. Rhonda Dunn says, how and when do we subscribe? You can subscribe now. You can get in there now for the free. We're just showing you the interactivity of the platform, showing you how it works. You will log in, you will see this. It will give you access to, this is your home screen, y'all. I'm looking at it not as a creator, but as a member. You will have collections. Okay, that's another tab. Ain't no collections in there right now, but I will separate things in the future because I talk about different things on my content. Talk about politics at certain times. Talk about religion at certain times. I talk about social issues at certain times. So at a certain point, I will group that content into collections. You can look at it as a collection, or you can look at it individually on the home screen and just scroll down and say, oh, video after video, this is what's going on. I get early access here. It is commercial free. I get to see it ahead of time before it hits the YouTube situation. I ain't got to deal with YouTube ads, and this is what we're working with. Okay, cool. Here's the thing, though. This is the chat. This is going to change. Even this chat here is going to go away eventually, probably within the next 24 hours or so. But here's a chat situation where we were testing out the functionality of the platform. I posted a topic here. People started to chime in. You can see, okay, cool. Everybody gets a chance to say what they want to say on a chat. And listen, new chat. You look at it right here. You can start a new chat. If you're a member of the Patreon, you can start a new chat. You can start a new subject. You can start a new topic, and people will chime in on whatever is on your mind, what is ever on your heart. You see, our sister Amethyst Angel is here marked as a moderator. Our sister Honey K, another sister who's a moderator on YouTube. Excuse me, y'all. I'm sorry. All of our YouTube moderators have been invited to be moderators in the Patreon. AJ Drade, moderator. Y'all see how it goes down. The conversation is extended because we get a chance to interact with each other and commune with each other in that space. This is the Patreon, right? So there you have that situation in the Patreon. Now, we as shop is not much of anything going on right now. There are situations like this where I speak on certain issues that I would not post on YouTube at all. Right? So in the shop, this type of post I would have made available for $1. Patreon, the platform, because it's still them folks' platform. Understand that? They said, hey, we got a minimum of $3. If you want to see this content and you are not a member, you are not a subscriber, you don't get access to it. So somebody who just stumbled across the Patreon can still access this information, but it will be a small fee. Here is the membership tab in the Patreon that y'all might see. And I'm doing this for y'all who are unfamiliar with the platform, who might not understand what's going on here. I've put it out there for everybody. I put the link out there. If you want to connect with me, I pledge to be available more and more on this platform. So these are the membership tiers. Click on the membership tab here. You'll see the membership tiers. It will give you the membership tiers. Supporters, family, gospel chops, family. Some of y'all in the chat have called them gospel choppers and put all kinds of interesting names on them. Understand this, y'all. I've been on YouTube since 2006. So I understand all of the tribe names and things of that nature, all the marketing tactics. I haven't tried to put a name on my followers and subscribers and supporters. It's not something that I'm really into. If y'all want to name yourselves, then that's fine. But when you become a supporter of what I do here, I just consider you family. So I call it Gospel Chops Family. If that's where you are, then cool. If you just want to support, then that's cool too. If you want to become a part of the VIP tier, then you'll get exclusive access and we'll talk on a regular basis through this platform. Personally, we will connect and I will do my best to guide you as God has guided me and my ambition. Here is the About tab. Just tells you a little bit about who I am for those who might not know, those who are new and might not have been following me for some time. You can learn a little bit about who I am, where I come from, what I am presenting in this community. And that's where we are, y'all. We ain't even, listen, we at 150 members and we ain't even launched yet. This thing ain't even live. And we got people connecting and chatting and talking behind the scenes. I think it's beautiful. I love the fact that y'all are eager to connect with each other and get active. Old Outdoor Man in the chat says, Gerald, also all content providers have a set time that they go live. I sub to a lot of people. Yeah, well, that's not me. And I understand that. And I've been working towards it for a little while now to try to create a schedule. I'm going to create a schedule in the Patreon. I used to go to church in Oakland, California at, well, I'm not even going to name the church, but there was a service called Friday Night Live. Thank you, old outdoor man. I appreciate your support. And the reason that Friday Night Live was successful was because a lot of other churches in the area weren't having service on Friday night. So people from other churches, other denominations, other faiths would come together at this one church on Friday night. And we would rock out. They would sing songs. We would shout a little bit, sweat out our clothes, have a good sermon, and go home. That was Friday Night Live. I'm thinking that I'm going to do something similar on a Friday Night Live, but we'll get into that in a second on the Patreon. I appreciate you, old outdoor man, because I'm working on putting a schedule together where I can come before the people and present certain things. Rhonda Dunn says that's cool. Thank you, Rhonda. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you supporting. So it's simple, y'all. It ain't that complicated. This is a situation where we have Patreon that allows us to communicate with each other through chat. It enables me to provide early access to video content without commercials on YouTube. You can see it here, and it allows us to communicate with each other in the comments on those videos where we can say, hey, this is how we talk in the community. This is how we get down amongst each other. So here's the thing. Let me move this out the way and make a slight change so y'all can see where I'm going with this. Give me 1 second, y'all. Appreciate you. Boom, there it is. Boom, okay. So what we have here that I want to introduce people to that might not be familiar with Patreon or Discord or any of this stuff, because I wasn't very familiar with it just what, a few weeks ago. Sorry, y'all. Excuse me. I'm trying to keep it a buck, trying to keep it 100 on here on the live stream. So when you subscribe to Patreon, you will get an invite to the Discord server. And they call it a server on that platform, but server is just a name for a place where we commune and connect. It's just a hub. And just to let you know, I called it the Gospel Chops Hub. So when you get in there and you get to moving around and you get to looking around and you see things going on, and you see Gospel Chops Hub has said something, that's me. I need you to know that. And I put my face on it as an icon so you would know that's me. That's another thing, because we we interact with each other in the live chat on YouTube, and we don't know who people are. We would walk past them on the street, wouldn't know who they are, wouldn't know what they are, wouldn't know what they're about. I try to make myself available on these platforms so y'all can see you're interacting with me. And if you find value in that, cool. If you don't, then that's cool too. But here we are. Your subscription to Patreon will give you access to the Discord server, right? Once you log into Discord, you will see this screen that you find me on here. And here's what you find in Discord. You have certain threads, certain rooms, certain areas that are designated for certain things, for certain agendas. So you have this as a resource. This is the resource room on the Discord server. If you want to find the resources, and as this gets filled up, It's empty now because we ain't released it yet. Y'all, you getting early access. I'm just sharing with you what I have discovered. For those of you who want to understand the functionality, want to understand where this is going, what is going on. So when there are resources that might be helpful, and it ain't just on me, y'all, I need you to know this. Community is not just about one person. It's about you and me and he and she getting together and forming a community, becoming a resource, and putting together all of our knowledge bases in a pot so that when people need certain things and need resources, they can come in and say, I need this. Do you know anything about it? Well, you might get information from your job. You might get information from your school. You might get information from a family member, a friend, from a kid. It's about your knowledge base. Can you pour your knowledge into the pot such that it becomes a resource for the community? So you come into the Discord server that is called the Gospel Chops Hub. And if you clicked on this resources tab, you would find information in there that could be a resource for something that you might need. Announcements. Excuse me, y'all. Sorry. Amethyst Angel said, yes, I posted my real picture on Patreon. I use my icon on YouTube. Yes. Yes. Now I know, y'all, if I'm somewhere in Philly, say I'm downtown Philly where I went once upon a time down there where the love symbol was in downtown Philly doing some video work and content work. If Amethyst Angel would have walked past me, then I wouldn't have known who she was because this was years ago when I was in downtown Philly. But now, Amethyst Angel is saying, you know what? I am so trusting of this situation. I'm willing to show my face in the Patreon. Well, now, if she walked past me and I'm in downtown Philly, I'm going to say, hey, Amethyst Angel, ain't that you? Hopefully, she would recognize me and say, hey, Brother Gerald, ain't that you? We can have a connection right there in Philly. This is how this works. This is how community grows. So as we go forth, y'all, look, this is the announcement tab. And as you can see right here, there is an app that is working behind the scenes in the Discord server even now before we've launched. The Sapphire app is making announcements as we do certain things on the server. The announcement that was today was the Patreon and Discord walkthrough live stream, the one that you're watching right now. As soon as we launched it on YouTube, it was launched in the Discord server. It was an announcement that was made to say, hey, y'all, if you are a part of this community, there's a live stream going on right now that you might want to pay attention to. I don't know if you got the YouTube notification, but here's another notification in the Discord where you can log in, tap in, and become a part of the stream. So as you can see, as I scroll up, hope y'all can see all of this. It is making announcements in the Discord server for YouTube content that is being uploaded, that is being published on them folks platform. You see what's going on? It is making announcements so you don't miss nothing. You might tap in one day and say, hey, I ain't been on the server in a while. Can I tap in and see what's going on? You might have missed a couple videos. Here you go. You got announcements every time something is uploaded to the situation. Do you see what's going on? Some of y'all have seen these things. But here's the thing. Let me go ahead and show y'all the functionality, because you see, as I mouse over this, right? You see that there are options. You can give me 100. You can give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. You can even place a reaction on the video. You can reply to the video. And let's say you wanted to reply to the video, right? Here you go. You tap reply and you got it right here. What do I want to say about this video? Gerald, this video sucked. You had a bad take. Maybe you had a bad day. Go get you some rest and come back and try again tomorrow. I didn't agree with what you was talking about. Okay, well, cool. You want to type that all out and make a whole paragraph post that half the people aren't going to read? Or you just want to put a GIF in the situation and say, hey, bro, you can click right here where it says GIF. I hope y'all can see my mouse. And you say, hey, bro, that was great, but it annoyed me. How about that? We're gonna skip over hungry because we can all stand to lose a few pounds, can't we? You say, hey, bro, your post annoyed me a little piece. And here goes a GIF that echoes my sentiments to a T. Can I put that in a post? Boom, there you go. So I'm just going to react to the announcement that was made in the announcement thread. Okay, cool. And trust me as a person, I'm going to totally understand this GIF and say, oh, brother so-and-so, sister so-and-so wasn't feeling it. Okay, cool. All right, so let's delete that. We got all of our announcements there. You got the information posts here or threads here. In any of these threads, you might get information that you need to see. There is a welcome that has already been posted. Welcome and rules. You can log in here. You can see what's going on with the welcome and the rules. Sister Amethyst Angel is here checking in. Thank you, sis. Says no, desktop versions show more options than mobile apps. Desktop apps give full accessibility. Thank you, Amethyst Angel, for the support. And thank you for putting that out there because I need to note that you can have access to the Discord server on a PC, on a tablet, on a phone, all access. You can download the Discord app on any of your devices and have access once you are invited. And then this is the beautiful thing about it, Amethyst Angel. Because once you are included to the Discord server, you can invite other people. And here's the beauty of it, because everybody is coming in willingly, wanting to give, wanting to contribute. And I know that y'all know somebody who has a special skill set. I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. You might know someone who is a secretary who can advise young people on how to conduct themselves in certain employment situations. And that could be a whole thread. You trying to tell me that's not going to be contributive to the community? Somebody signed up for the Patreon just today that had attorney in their name. Y'all know I got a legal background. And I looked at that and I said, yes, we need attorneys in here that are going to contribute to the conversation and help folks out. They might be able to help you in your property situation. Might be able to help you in your IP situation. Might be able to help you and your kids in your criminal justice situation. But we need to have a platform where they can contribute, where they can offer certain things in a knowledge base where you can take something away from it and be a better person. This is what we're trying to do, y'all. We're trying to make the situation better for everyone who is a part of this community. Don't trip, y'all. I understand. It's a Saturday afternoon. I understand this wasn't going to be a great live stream, but those who are willing to tap in and get this information, it's going to be what you need. And it's going to equip you so that you can contribute yourself. You got a knowledge base. You know something. Listen, 400,000 people on YouTube. I don't know who you are or where you from. You know something that's going to help somebody. Are you willing to pour into this community and be of service to others? Don't be stingy with your knowledge. You've learned something throughout your life, whether it's been a hard life or a soft life. You've learned something that will contribute to someone else's well-being. I'm going to give everything I got. I need you to do the same. And this will be a strong community that will help us in our efforts of trying to rebuild community. So here we have, y'all, the information tabs, right? So let's go into the next step of what we have here on the Discord server. AJ Dradi in the building. Thank you for being here. You got two types of groups in these tabs. You got a text and a voice. These are text channels and voice channels. In the text tab, and listen, as the community grows, we're obviously going to get more. But you see here, you have a general faith and family and politics chat. If you got something to say, I know we all got something to say about politics, right? We all got something to say about faith. We all got something to say about family. We all got families, whether they are together as a tight unit or whether they are broken and busted. You can put something in the general chat. It's general faith, family, politics. If it doesn't fit, this is like a message board, y'all. If you're familiar with a message board platform, this is similar to what's going on here. You can drop down in here and drop something in the chat and have people in the community respond to you, help you, love on you, because understand, it's community. It's not open to everyone. It is a group of the willing, the people who want to be supportive, the people who want to help, the people who want to be a part. If it doesn't fit in the general faith, family, and politics chat, then you can drop down here and say, oh, maybe it is a scripture policy deep dive. Maybe I have a question about a scripture that I read. Maybe I'm not so secure in what was going on. Maybe I watched that video that someone did reviewing Marvin Sapp's scriptural review of the foolishness he was talking about. Amethyst Angel, our sister, our supporter right there, says, I suggest you make politics its own category, separate from family and faith. Just a suggestion. We gonna take all suggestions. It's more of a general chat, more of a general group. You got something to say in any of these things, general, put it in here, because once you start a thread, it becomes its own thing. And people who ain't interested in it can not select it, can scroll down, can click on other things. It's just a general chat. Stewardship and wealth. This might be my favorite one. And I listen, when we launch this, listen, if you are going to talk to me in this chat, there's a certain book called The Psychology of Wealth that I might need you to read before we even get started in this. It's available in book form. It's available in audio book form. I might need you to go through it just a little piece before we even get started in this, because if you are going to be healthy, wealthy, and wise, if you're going to be a good steward, I need you to change your psychology. And that book is one of the best that I've come across in my years to get your mind right, to start building wealth, to get you on the right track. So this is a chat room, y'all, about stewardship and wealth, how it relates to your personal life, how biblical principles apply to you trying to achieve wealth and financial stability in your life. We're going to talk about it here. You got an idea, you got a question, this is where you drop it, right? The prayer room, you got a prayer request? I got a few. You ain't got to put it all out there, but even though this is a private community, y'all, this ain't open to the public. But if you got a prayer request, you have a need, you have a desire, you got something that you have laid before God that you want him to work out in your life, you can put it here and say, hey, y'all in the community, can you pray with me? Can we get with one accord on this topic? Can you lend me your spirit? Can you pray for me? Can you pray with me? Can you help me out as I beseech God on this particular topic? Sorry, y'all. This is the prayer room. And this, y'all, this joint just say off topic. Say, hey, I got a question. My car is clunking. I got a hangnail. My hairline ain't where it used to be. I'm losing weight and losing weight fast. These are my symptoms. Hey, can y'all chime in and tell me what this might? Have y'all experienced this in your life? It's just off topic. It don't fit nowhere. Throw it in there. And as we go forward, y'all, as we build, as we grow as a community, I'm sure other rooms will pop up. There will be a need. As we grow, as we develop, you'll see a need for other topic areas. And we just going to create them as we go. We're going to chime in. We're going to do what needs to be done. Here's a mods chat. If you are a mod on YouTube, if you are a mod on Patreon, you are invited to be a mod in the Discord server that is attached to the Patreon. It all works together. See that? Look, Chairman of the Poor said, hi, Bernie. Nice to meet you. Listen, we creating a community. Chairman of the Poor, thank you for being here and supporting. We creating a community where you can reach out to Bernie. She might be able to help you with something you need. It ain't just a hi, hello, bye, passing. No. She might be able to change your life with a little nugget of information that she has that might answer a question that you've been sitting on for 20 years. Listen, y'all. When I was a young man out there working, slaving to provide for my family, I used to listen to a man on the radio who had a PhD in nutrition. And he would always talk about a certain vitamin regimen that he would take. PhD in nutrition, y'all, from one of the major universities in the country. And I always used to listen, but he would never detail what that regimen was. I used to listen to him in my work truck 25 years ago. I found this man on a live stream last week. And he was in his kitchen, 83 years old. He's an old dude, but he's a wise dude. Multiple degrees, like I have multiple degrees. He got multiple bachelor's degrees, got a PhD in nutrition. He finally decided, now that he is disconnected from commercial media and doing his own thing on independent media, he decided to unveil his vitamin regimen. I said, I have listened to this man for decades. I believed in what he's talking about for decades. And here we are. I just stumbled across a YouTube live. And the man finally decided after 25 years to show his vitamin regimen. I was able to share that with someone else who I felt like was in need and say, hey, check this out. This man I've been listening to for decades, and he finally gave up the game. And I was able to use that information to hopefully be a help to someone else. Maybe they'll investigate it. Maybe it'll work for them. Maybe it won't. But I was able to share information, and that's where we're going with this whole platform expansion. Now, in the mods chat, that's where the mods go. That's where the mods talk amongst each other. If you just a regular member, you're not going to get access to that room because it's available only to the mods to communicate with each other, because mods be modding. And they're going to need to talk amongst themselves in order to get their moderation situation right. Is that a problem? Is that okay? Are we all right? Anybody got a problem with that? And then, y'all, aside from the text channels, because I'm going to let y'all go. I understand. It's a Saturday afternoon. Y'all want to get back to the March Madness tournament, and I'm going to let you go. But we got voice channels. This is something I think is very interesting. Voice channels. It's something like there's an app out there. What is that app called? Where you can have voice chats in the app. You can communicate with each other in the chat. I forget the name of it. It's out there. Y'all probably a part of it. But you can go together in rooms and say, hey, I want to talk to somebody. I want to have an audio conversation. Or some of y'all might be extra bold and say, I want to cam up. I want to talk. Amethyst Angel cammed up on my platform, y'all. I was live one night on YouTube, just randomly, and our sister Amethyst Angel cammed up. And she came. No, it's not fan base, it's not Marco Polo. It's let me see, y'all. Let me pull out my phone and see. I don't think I even got that app no more. Let me see. Boom, boom. Let me see. Clubhouse. There we go. I don't even use that joint no more. It's similar to Clubhouse, where you can have audio conversations with other people, right? You can log on, you can use a voice chat, you can have a whole community where people are up on stage and they're managing the conversation, and you got other people who say, hey, I want to come up, I want to do a thing. I knew, y'all, one random night when our sister Amethyst Angel cammed up, she had never been on the platform before, but I knew when she cammed up that night, she was like, hold on, bro, I got to download an app so that I can get on. And she came on and she blessed us so, and her personality was so lively, so bubbly, that I knew she needed to be a mod of the community. This in the voice chat is situations where y'all can interact with people, y'all can come up, y'all can talk, y'all can cam up, and you can get to know each other. You can expand on different topics and conversations. This is a beautiful thing. So we set it up with the Faith Lounge. These are, and this might expand as well as the community grows, y'all. This is just the foundation that y'all gonna get when you log in on the first day and you say, oh, how do I make this happen? How do I make this work? There's a Faith Lounge. We talk about things having to do with faith. And when I talk about faith, I'm talking about encouraging somebody in the faith. I'm talking about people who are expressing struggles that they might be having in the faith. I'm talking about dealing with real issues that are affecting real people. We can talk about them here. The motivation room. Can anybody drop a dime on somebody that might encourage them to go further? That might encourage them to be better, that might encourage them to keep pushing even as they are facing what they might think are insurmountable odds. Maybe you are looking from another perspective that might enlighten them on something that they weren't able to see. And this is the interesting thing, because if y'all followed me for some time, you've seen me on Them Folks platform, and I was going to launch a certain segment on my live streams at a certain point where I called it something like, what I would do if I was you. I think that's what it was. What I would do if I was you. And I would just chime in on certain circumstances, giving a small fact pattern and say, oh, well, if I was you, I would do X, Y, Z. Well, I never ended up doing that on Them Folks platform, because under the advisement of someone else, I came across some information that said it might not be a good idea because somebody might think you're giving medical advice or financial advice, or, y'all know my background, legal advice. You got to be careful in what you present to people on Them Folks platform. Well, this is a private network. We can talk about what we want to talk about. And I can tell you, based on a limited fact pattern, let me slow down. Given a certain circumstance, this is what I would do if I was you. I can say it over there in a private network that I can't say on Them Folks platform. Might get me in trouble. Might get my channel struck. Might put me in a bad situation, down in a bad place. We don't want to be there. Amethyst Angel says, motivation is my wheelhouse. Love it. Love it. You know how many people I come across on a regular who need to be motivated just to do the simple things in life? Stricken. Thank you, Amethyst Angel. Some people who just down bad, life got them down, and they just need a word. a conversation. Just need a little taint of motivation to let them know it's going to be okay. I've been where you've been. It's going to be all right. That's what community is about, y'all. That's what we're trying to build here. It ain't about me, although I'm going to be extra active. Listen, I'm going to be extra active. But it's not just about me. It's about us creating a community together where we can all contribute. Everybody put into the pot like a mutual fund. And as the pot grows, we all benefit from our contributions. And here we have the live streams where I'm going to jump in there and produce live streams that I wouldn't put on them folks platform. I'll probably talk about things that I wouldn't talk about on them folks platform, because I don't know how many of y'all have seen in the past, but I've been live before and got my live streams knocked down because certain authorities said it wasn't okay. And because you operate on their platform, then they have that authority. And they just took us down in the middle of a live. Boom. Thousands of people on live, knock you off. Well, if we operate in our own spaces, we won't be subject to that. But if you go in a voice room, for all my people, this is what I like, y'all. Check this out. I like this. Now, I'm not a gamer, so you won't find me doing anything dealing with video games or anything like that in any of these rooms. But there is an app that I put in the Discord. If you go let's go into the live stream room. All right, so you can see that. I hope everyone can see that on your screen. I am now in the live streams voice channel. Appreciate you, Chairman of the Poor. Thank you for being here. Thank you for rocking out. I love the fact that you're launching. We need more people active in the community to make a difference in society. No, it's not just going to be one community that makes the difference. We need thousands of communities. Here you see, y'all, I have clicked on the live stream channel. I am in the voice chat. I can turn on my microphone here. I hope y'all can see this. I could turn on my live stream. Right now, I'm muted in the actual room, but I could turn it on and say, yo, let's get active. Who else want to be in here and have a live conversation? Yeah, it's one thing if we go up here and we chat in the text channels. We can just type back and forth and talk. But how about we get down here and turn our mics on and really get to talking? Can we do that? Anybody okay with that? There we go. Can I have a voice conversation with an urban Southern cookie? Can I talk to Bernie Miranda or Amethyst Angel? Can we sit here and we talk about some things that might be going on in our lives? And listen, if you don't want to participate, you could just sit in the room and listen as we kick some ideas around, as we chime in on certain topics. It might be a video on the Gospel Chops YouTube channel. It might be a random video somewhere. It might be some information that we heard in the news. It's just a topic of conversation that we feel like discussing. And we are saying it's easier to talk about it verbally than it is to just type it out and go back and forth on a thread. So let's talk about it. Here's the thing I love, y'all, because I don't make it to church every Sunday. And I don't want y'all to think that I do. I don't. But on the Sundays that I'm not able to make it to service, I don't feel right. I don't feel good in my spirit if I haven't been able to enjoy a service. So sometimes you might find me at the upper room in Raleigh, North Carolina with Bishop Wooden. Sometimes you might find me at other places on the internet enjoying a service. Bedside Baptist. No, I didn't get up, get dressed, put on my Sunday's best, and go to church, but I am still in worship on this Sunday. Why? Because you got ministries that are streaming. Here's one thing we can do that I found in the voice channels that I find so interesting. Here's a situation: you can turn on your camera, you can cam up. Not just turn on your microphone, but turn on your camera. You can cam up and talk to people in the room. This is community. You can share your screen. This is what I love right here. Let's go here. So we're going to launch the YouTube Watch Together app that is available in the voice channel. Boom. Okay, it's launched. Y'all see me there on your screen? You see I'm in the room, right? You see me right here? It's Gospel Chops Hub, but I put my face on it so that you would know that that is me in the room. Let's go to New Zion Temple. Say you on a Sunday morning didn't have the energy, didn't have the will, didn't have the drive to get up and go to church that Sunday morning. So you're gonna be attending Bedside Baptist. I might be attending with you. It ain't gonna be every Sunday, but every now and then, if I just decided that it might be better for me to watch church with you and commune with you in a video service where I could touch and agree with you virtually than me just sitting there on the edge of the bed and saying, okay, maybe I'll just tap into this service for 30 minutes or so, give me a little praise and worship, give me a little word, and going about my day. I love y'all. Bernie said, oh, yes, absolutely. Amethyst Angel said, finally get more use out of my laptop. This iPad mini screen is hard on these old eyes. Don't I know it, sis? So we in the room, y'all. This is, listen, follow my mouse. I hope y'all can see me here. This is the live streams chat where I will often go in here and say, okay, I'm doing a live stream tonight, y'all, 6:00. Meet me here. Let's go live. Boom, boom, boom. I cam up. We all in the room. You will see your own icon down here next to mine. You'll be able to chime in. You'll be able to cam up if you want. You'll be able to contribute if you want. We're going to keep it organized. We're going to keep it right. But listen, on a Sunday morning when I ain't going to church, I might just say, hey, Bedside Baptist is open this morning, y'all. And not only am I going to stream church service here from home, but I'm going to invite y'all. Because if you would sit next to me on the pew and you would hold my hand, I feel a little better about the situation. Can we watch the service together? Can we enjoy the word together? Can we enjoy praise and worship together? You ain't got to cam up because I know you got your bonnet on, you're in your pajamas. We just enjoying it together. Yes, Amethyst Angel, it's like a Zoom call. Ain't that something? Let's see if we can skip to it. Can we have a little church, y'all? Ain't nobody gonna be mad right now, are you? saying I can't hear it. Well, I guarantee you'll be able to hear it in the Discord. I'm sharing it on the live stream, and it is a share within a share within a share of a screen. But I understand where you're coming from. But I want to give you an understanding. Let me look. I'll even continue it here because it's in the background for me. And y'all say you can't hear it anyway. So let me continue to go in and play it and understand that you can see my icon here. I am in the room, virtually in the room. And I wonder, would anybody meet me in the room on a Sunday morning when you say, look, I can't make it to service this morning? Can we go somewhere in the country? Somewhere, like, look, you might be on the East Coast. It might be a West Coast service. You might be in the West Coast. It might be an international service. I wonder if we could get together and get with one accord, not on the cord, but with one accord. If we could share through this platform, it is community building. Y'all, do you see where we trying to go with this? Do you understand what is happening at a time like this? Where there is a need that is not being met by other folks' platforms, by them folks' platforms, I think we can come together and solve for issues and make a better community with what we are trying to do, what we are trying to build here. So we are just a few days from our launch. We are still putting things together. We're still getting things in order. I just wanted to give you a peek behind the curtain so that you can see what the possibilities are. Maybe we could come together. Maybe we could commune. Maybe we could chat a little piece. Maybe you wouldn't have to wait until the next time I go live to talk to somebody else that you saw in the chat. You say, hey, sister so-and-so, remember me from 2 weeks ago? No, you ain't got to do that. You can communicate directly on these platforms, Patreon, Discord, that are connected together, that are wedded together. We are seamlessly putting them together so that we can form community, so that we can grow, so that we can build. And I hope you all will be a part of it. I appreciate your support on this platform. It has been amazing. And many people have asked on this platform, are you leaving YouTube? No, I am not. Let me make that clear to y'all. Can I establish that now? Not now, but right now. I am not leaving YouTube. So if YouTube is your best access, then you hold on to that access. And when you come into situations like this, circumstances like this, let me see where we at. Y'all, listen, hit the like button because YouTube has an algorithm. And when you click that like button, it helps us to reach further, helps us to get the message out. It is something that is inherent, innate to this platform that is problematic to many content creators. I've had plenty of conversations, and that's why plenty of content creators go elsewhere and try to build other networks. We understand what it is. Even when we put out messages here in this space with 455,000 subscribers, our 455,000 are not getting our message. That's why I appreciated Bernie chiming in. I appreciated Amethyst Angel chiming in. Even before we went live, they said, hey, I got a notification. That is good information to know because some of y'all have reached out to me before and said, hey, I'm subscribed and I ain't got no notification. I didn't know you was live. I didn't get no alert. We get those messages. We understand what is going on in this circumstance. And we are doing bigger and what we feel like are better things because we feel like it will be advantageous to growing and building a community with the interest, y'all, and the goal of doing better for the overall society. I feel like we're making a positive impact. I feel like we're making a change in the community. We out here doing the work. Stop falling for people who are out here who are not doing the work. I was going to go into something else at the end of this, but I'm not led to do that at this moment. But Marvin Sapp responded. He tried to clap back and put some Bible on what he got caught doing in that viral video. That's not what the community needs. That type of foolishness is not what the community needs, not what the family needs, not what the country needs in order to be better. But when I look at y'all, I see positive energy. I see positive contributions, and we're trying to build a platform. Bernie said, "What? Yeah. He responded, and he tried to put some Bible on it. We don't need to talk about it today. It's good. We've been on here for longer than I thought we would. I just wanted to expose you to some things and give y'all some visuals that you could ingest and share with other people in your circle, because as we grow the community, it's going to be up to you to invite other people that you feel would be positive contributors to what we're trying to do. I know you know somebody. AJ Dradi, Marvin Sapp himself responded. Look, let me just read a little piece of it. It says, it sounds like y'all ain't hip to what's going on. I'm not even going to share my screen. Let me just read it a little piece. This is Marvin Sapp on social media responding to the controversy himself. And I don't want to share it because the person that I got it from is on some foolishness. But okay, this is just a screenshot of what Marvin Sapp himself said. Response, let's add context to the clip on social media. Recently, a clip has gone viral of me challenging 2,000 individuals virtually and in person to plant a seed of $20 during an international gathering held at a convention center with over 4,000 people in attendance that evening, plus virtual viewers. In that same moment, I also challenged leadership to lead by example by sowing $100. That evening, I personally gave much more. That's what he said. And I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I don't believe in any of this post where, where he tried to make a retort against this viral video. I don't think there's anything in here that said he claimed the portion that he took with him as he walked away. Because I told y'all, I've been close to these situations, and a lot of these preachers, a lot of these evangelists, a lot of these prophets for profit will come before God's people and raise all kinds of money, never telling you that they take 50% of what they raise. He never said whether he took a dime of what he raised. I'd like to know that. How much you get from what you raised, sir, ma'am? Post continues. Some have taken issue with a particular moment when I instructed the ushers rather firmly to close the doors during the offering. To those unfamiliar with the church context or who may not regularly attend worship gatherings, this has been misinterpreted as holding people hostage as well as offensive. That was never my intent. I don't think it was your intent. I think church cats have been conditioned in such a way where you think this is normal. I don't think it was your intent to offend anybody, but I do think it was your intent for you to shake folks down and get every last penny out of their pockets. We all understand the structure of this. Those of us who are familiar with the Black church, we know how this thing goes down. We know how y'all act in this context. He continues. The truth is, when finances are being received in any worship gathering, it is one of the most vulnerable and exposed times for both the finance and security teams. Oh, okay. Movement during this sacred exchange can be distracting and at times even risky. My directive was not about control, it was about creating a safe, focused, and reverent environment for those choosing to give and for those handling the resources. Oh, this is cap. Oh, this is cap, Bernie. But hey, I'll read on. Unfortunately, in this social media age, snippets are easily shared without context, and assumptions are quickly made without understanding the full picture. Conferences have budgets. True enough. You're right. Go. Hey, look, I wish you would have expanded on that. Church is a business. Church conferences are a business. They have expenses that they have to cover. Look, talk about it. Be honest with the people, though. Don't tell them that God said you need to give $1,000. Listen, you didn't hear in a dream last night that God said that you needed to give 1,000. No, look, you didn't come here today and God suddenly dropped in your spirit that so-and-so was going to get $1.2 million if they give $1,000 tonight. No, you stop all the foolishness. Churches have budgets and people have budgets. As the assigned ministerial gifts for this international gathering, one of my responsibilities was to help raise the conference budget. That's not manipulation, that's stewardship. Oh, okay. So it costs money to put on this conference. We get that. We understand. Costs money to do this, y'all. This nice conference center y'all in. We rented out this convention center space in this great hotel in downtown whatever city. Costs money. Everything costs money. Security costs money. Everything costs money. We need to recoup these costs, and then we need to pay the people that we bring in to speak to y'all, because they ain't coming to speak for free. Ain't nobody come. Listen. How many of y'all saints of God out there, and I don't know why this live done went left. How many of y'all believe that these prophets of God have come to speak before y'all for free, for the free? God ain't gave nobody a word for y'all for free. Now listen, Amethyst Angel, you cutting up. Amethyst Angel, if you are going to cite O'Shea Duke Jackson in my chat, you are 100% cutting up today. And I ain't gonna lie, I watch him too. He from my area in Northern California. He in Africa now, but he from NorCal. That's a NorCal cat. But you putting him in my chat, oh, that's making me feel some kind of way. That is funny. The man continues, says, now allow me to give you some biblical context, not opinion, not tradition, but scripture. Okay. I don't know if I want to even follow him here, because this is where the perversion takes place. This is where the foolishness takes place, where you try to use Bible to justify your foolishness. Before, I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm not even going to go there with you, because before I talk about that and what you're trying to use to justify your shenanigans, I need you to be 100% with the people and tell us how much of that 40,000 you was trying to raise, how much of that was you taking home in your briefcase? How much of that were you taking home in your Gucci backpack with that diamond bezel on that Rollie that was worth about 40 on its own? You didn't give that Rollie up and say, I got 40 on it right now. Boom, there it go. Y'all can have it. Match my energy. Meet me here. No, I didn't see none of that. Seemed like to me you were putting it out there to flash on the people, to make them feel like you were better than, like you were above them, like they were subservient to your word, such that when you commanded the ushers, commanded folks to close the doors, and I've heard some people say he said lock the doors. He didn't say that. I never heard him say lock the doors. I didn't hear him say that. He said close the doors. There's a difference there. I need y'all to take note of the nuance. He said close the doors. What does that mean when you close the doors? What does that say to certain people when you close the doors? Certain people going to feel like they're locked in. Certain people going to feel like they're closed in. Certain people going to feel like they are under plantation punishment under this Pentecostal church regime, where you say, give and I'll let you go. Sow a seed and I'll let you go. Well, I wonder how many people have given their rent money to people like this. Thank you, CA. Y'all, I love CA. And I wonder, CA, it's always, CA always get in on the end of the live. She don't never come in the beginning. I don't know what it is, CA. Whenever CA chime in, I'm about to give the benediction, and she make me feel so bad. See, this is why, because she come in and look, y'all, look. This why she make me feel bad, because she come in and do things like this every time, and I'm like, CA, I'm about to end it. We about finished. I'm telling the deacons, pull out your keys. We about to close the doors on the church, lock everything up. We about to get up out of here. We about to give the benediction. CA always coming in the end, but listen, I love her to life. I wouldn't know her if I passed her on a New York street. She from the East Coast, y'all. I'm from the West. If I saw her in downtown Brooklyn, I wouldn't know who she was, but I appreciate her support. I appreciate her spirit, and I love her to life, just like I love the rest of y'all. I don't know why she come in at the end of the live stream and then she just do this right here. No comment, no question, just showing love. And then every now and then I can convince her, y'all, to say a thing or two. I can convince her to drop something in the chat, and she gives something so profound. I'm like, who is this? Who? God. Lord God Almighty sitting on the throne. Who is CA? Who is this person that you have sent into my life virtually, who I know not, wouldn't recognize if I saw her on the street, who has shared very little about herself, but is a staunch supporter, such that she will come in at the end of the live stream and do this that I've put on the screen for all of y'all to see, because this is who she is. I don't know who she is, but the important thing is that she knows who she is. She knows who she is personally. She knows who she is in Christ. And for some reason that I don't know, she supports me. She supports this channel. She supports where we're going. And we are expanding. And she glad about it. She said, hey, Brother Gerald. Let me put that up there. Just joined in, and I'm thrilled to see that you are expanding. May the Lord bless you. See, may the Lord bless you for your support and your encouragement. Let me say how encouraging it has been. In case you don't hear from nowhere else, you need to hear from me. It has been encouraging just to have you to be a part every now and then when you chime in, just to know that there's someone out there, ain't even in your area, way across the country, thousands of miles away, willing to sow into you, willing to support you, willing to be a kind voice, a kind spirit. Pray for me, CA, if you would. Pray for me, Amethyst Angel, if you would. Pray for me, Bernie Miranda, if you would. Urban's on the Cookie, Honey K, Katie, all of our mods who are a part of what is going on here. AJ Drati, pray for us. Because I love all of y'all to life. Even some of y'all who I haven't seen before, who just showed up. Old Outdoor Man, pray for me, Outdoor Man. I don't know how old you are. You may not even be old enough to be Old Outdoor Man. But I appreciate all of y'all rocking out. And I just wanted to cover a few things today that might give you some familiarity with where we are going, what we are attempting to do, what God has placed on my heart. And in this community, I'm going to be producing certain materials that will be available to y'all. It's just my perspective, just my opinion, just based on my education and my background. I got something to say, and I'm going to say it. But I'm going to make it available to y'all first. And I hope that in a situation like this, y'all can give me certain feedback and tell me what y'all think about what I think. Some of y'all might say, bruh, it stinks. We don't like it. Try again. Get back on your knees. Pray harder. I ain't mad about it. That's why we're here. That's what we're here for, to try to make a difference, not only amongst ourselves, because we could get locked in a silo, y'all. We could get locked in a little circle based on what we're trying to do. And we can talk amongst ourselves, but what good would it do us if we don't expand? If we don't grow, if we don't evolve? Some crazy things happening in the world right now. So many people caught up in certain derangement syndromes that they ain't even focused on prayer and what's really needed to bring us out of these circumstances. They're focused on a man or two. Focused on products created by a man. I can't believe it. Yes. In certain situations, I can believe it and say, hey, these people, there are people who walk amongst us. And I'm going to share it with y'all because I share it with people around me. There are people who walk among us who pretend to be normal. They pretend to be like you and I. They pretend to be perceptive like you and I. They pretend to understand like you and I. They are not like you and I. They're crazy. Some of them are insane. Some of them have severe mental dysfunction, and yet they are allowed to walk the streets amongst you and I. We are subject to their shenanigans. Many times their misgivings. Are you prepared? Listen, let me put this on the screen. There go another nugget from CA. We love these. Expansion first comes from within with the spirit and then manifest here. Facts, 100% facts. Some of this stuff been stewing in my spirit for a minute. Some of the things I haven't even revealed at this point, but I'm going to reveal them once we get together and commune. Once we're able to talk amongst ourselves, I'll reveal it. Some of the things that God has been speaking to me, some of the things that he's been working on me on. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. We're going to deal with it. Old Outdoor Man says, Gerald, I think you give the best outlook on the topics that are related to the times we are going through right now. Thank you. I appreciate it. I've invested a lot in education and research in my own knowledge base. I continue to do it day after day after day. I'm constantly acquiring knowledge, soaking in information. such that when I come before y'all, I can present something that I feel is worthy. I'm not one of these dudes out here trying to shake you down for $40,000 at a church meeting saying that I represent God. I'm not one of these dudes out here claiming that I know your address, I know how many people in your family, I know your mama's name, and all this foolishness and trying to present myself as a prophet. No, I tell y'all all the time, I'm not a pastor, I'm not a prophet, I'm not a deacon, I'm not an elder, I'm not a bishop. I ain't none of that. I'm simply a sinner saved by grace, just like you. Just happen to have a microphone right there that allows me to say something every now and then. And I appreciate y'all for tuning in and chiming in every once in a while and rocking out with your boy. I thought I would come before you today and give you a glimpse on where we're trying to go, what we're trying to do. I'm glad that you were able to be a part. I'm glad that you have supported. Thank you to our sponsors, because y'all sponsored the stream today. Thank you for chiming in and being a part. CA and Amethyst Angel for being a part of this live stream, for being a part of this community. I can't thank y'all enough. But trust me, when we launch this Patreon, I'm going to try. I can't thank you enough, but I'm going to give it my best shot to do it. To make you feel appreciated, to make you feel welcome, to make you feel free with the blessings that God has bestowed upon you to bless others. To use your skill set, to use your knowledge base, to sow into others. That's what it's about. Each one, teach one. No matter what them folks think, and no matter what they do on their platform, if we can just touch one person in outside of our circle, if we could build a circle together and say, well, each one of us reach outside the circle, touch another, and touch another, and touch another. Each one teach one, and touch another, and touch another. We will make a difference in this world, even as we see so much turmoil. Some of it is man-made turmoil. Some of it is not. I saw a 7.7 earthquake in Myanmar, destroying buildings, destroying lives, over 1,000 people dead. But you ain't had nothing to do with that. I ain't had nothing to do with that. These are natural occurrences on this planet. There are things that are beyond our control. But I believe that if we come together in places and spaces like this, and we touch and agree in places and spaces like this, then we can move mountains. I'm just crazy enough to believe it, y'all. CA says, thank you, brother. The Lord is with you and will bless your endeavor to spread and speak the truth. Shalom. Mishpachah. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you all for rocking out with me. I hope you got something out of this today. I hope in my presentation of showing you where we are going, what we are trying to do, even before we do it, I hope you were able to get something from this, take something away from it. Listen, get on YouTube, learn a little bit on your own. You might be able to share something with the community that we did not discover, that we have not learned. We are expanding into different territory that we hope would be beneficial to everyone involved. That includes you. Thank you all for being a part. Thank you all for rocking out with us on this Saturday afternoon. We ain't been before you too long. It is 1:38 p.m. on the West Coast in California, y'all. It's a nice, warm, and sunny, by 80 degrees outside. If you ain't got weather like this, then I apologize. I ain't trying to rub it in your face, but it's what we got going on here. Spring has sprung. And I apologize to all of y'all for not taking my allergy medication earlier before I got on. Had a little goat throat, had a little snotty nose, but it's what we're dealing with here because spring has sprung. But you know what? Spring has sprung, and God is good because he allowed us to see another spring. I appreciate y'all. I rock with y'all the long way, and I thank you for being a part of this stream. Meet me in the Patreon. We gonna get it cracking. Meet me in the Discord. We gonna get it busting. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, and I'll see you on the next one.